Old man? Who are you calling an old man? Anyway, hey guys, I wanted to do a video here where I'm giving some backpacker senior advice. So let's get into it. Hello guys and welcome. As you can see, I am back in the woods. Yay! Florida woods, but nonetheless, I'm out here in nature. I haven't had a video in a couple weeks. This time of year, we have friends and family come down to visit, so I don't really shoot a lot of videos. Last week we did kind of a little short little hike amongst all of us. Maybe I'll throw that little clip in there, but today I'm out. Weather is beautiful. We are in winter here in Florida. It's low in the 40s at night, 60s during the day, and I love those 40s at night. Hey, maybe I'll get a hot tent. What do you think? Yeah, hot tent, Florida. I don't think those two go together, but it seems to be the rage these days. Anyway, let's move on. And as you can see from the intro to this video, kind of the premise of what I'm going to talk about, and from the thumbnail, which I haven't made yet. So let's move on. You know, the word backpacking, backpacker is kind of a misnomer. And what I mean by that is that word seems to have certain connotations with it. Like you have to be a long distance hiker, a through hiker, a long section hiker, somebody who spends multiple nights in the woods camping. But in my opinion, of course, my opinion, it's my video, so it's my opinion. I feel that the word backpacker can be any meaning to it. You can pull up in your car, you can jump out of your car, you can walk back in the woods 100 yards with a backpack on your back, go spend the night and camp out and come back to your car. To me, that's still a backpacker. Or you may want to walk 1 mile, 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever. When you take items and you put them in your backpack, like a tent, sleeping bag, all the things that are necessary for you to spend a night in the woods, I feel that that person is still equally a backpacker. Now, I know as you get older, these distances change. For me, my sweet spot is around, I don't know, 10 miles, okay? After 5 or 6 miles, I start to feel it in my knees. I probably 12 to 15 is my limit. And if I was to do any more of that, I'm going to be pretty beat. So we all have our limits. And for you folks out there, some of you are older, may have disabilities or things like that that you can't get out. Well, hopefully you can live vicariously through these YouTube videos that all us YouTubers make about backpacking and camping, and I hope you do enjoy it from your armchair or wherever you watch it from. So anyway, let's get back to hiking, and I'll give you some more thoughts and some opinions of mine and some recommendations. I mean, after all these years, I think maybe I have a few recommendations. I don't know. You be the judge of that. I found a nice spot here to take a break. I kind of bushwhacked in. Got a little scare as I was bushwhacking through these saw palmettos, what we call. All of a sudden, rush, 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 rush. There goes it was a small little pig, but I wonder where Mama or Daddy is, but kind of made me jump. So I noticed they dig up a lot around here, so there are a lot of wild pigs back here. So anyway, let's get back to the premise of this video. A couple suggestions and a couple recommendations I may make are, let me have a little lunch. Oh, and Kevin and John, this isn't what you think it is. Just having a little lunch. I love apples. So, one of the first things I would recommend to an older backpacker is keep it as light as possible. I always had the saying that usually the clothes that I walk in with are the same exact clothes I walk out with. I'll even sleep in them. Nobody cares except you smell yourself, unless you're with other people. But unless there's bad weather and a lot of rain or something where they got wet and they didn't dry out, I'd recommend keep your clothes to a minimum. Just bring an extra set of socks and maybe some warmer clothes just to sleep in at night. It's one of the things to keep your pack light. Just go through your pack. If you have a question to say, I wonder if I should bring this or I shouldn't bring this, chances are if you have to question it, don't bring it. The lighter that pack is, the less stress it's going to put on your joints and just your overall good time out there. You don't want to be lugging a lot of weight around. Bring minimum amount of food. Figure your food out exactly to what you want. Know what you're going to eat for breakfast and stick to it. Know what you're going to have for dinner and stick to it. Know what snacks that you need and stick to it. Don't carry extra anything. So keep that weight at a minimum. The other thing is, I think as you get older, you probably do need trekking poles. On this particular hike I'm doing right now, it's in Florida, it's on flat land, and I am carrying this tripod, so I haven't really been using trekking poles. But when I'm on anything that has an incline or a decline, or there's rocks and roots and that, I will definitely at least carry one trekking pole. And I'll tell you what, going uphill, I'll carry one pole. Falling down going uphill is not as bad as declines. When you go on a decline and you fall, this is what could happen to you.
In the hell was that all about?
Good old Chris. Love Chris. Miss him. Anyway, the going downhill, I like to use two trekking poles. I like to relieve that stress that I put on my knees. So let's get into talking about knees. Your knees. As you get older, you have less and less cushioning in there, less cartilage. So it's very important, I feel, that before you get out on a hike, to stretch. Stretching is really important. I know I don't do it often, that sometimes I forget, or I get up and I just want to get going, but you really should stretch. And look up, I'm not going to demonstrate it now, but one of the best stretches you can do is relieving the pressure in your IT band, and that goes up along the side of your knee. As you walk, and that impact on your knees keeps hitting, and that cartilage is rubbing, or the bone on bone is actually rubbing, you get inflammation in there, and this inflammation starts to build up, and it causes your knees to kind of work, really tightly, and you can feel them getting real stressful in the back and in the front. So that kind of segues into something that was just recently sent to me. I want to thank this company. It's a company called, and a couple other YouTubers have gotten these, but it's a Knevo. That's a Knevvo knee brace. I'll put a link to this company below and where you can get them. But what's nice about this knee brace, and I'm not going to demonstrate it right now, I didn't have it on today, but I do wear a knee brace, especially on my right knee. And then after I walk for a while, I do bring another one for my left knee. But the parts of your knee here, like this big area here, is called, I think it's the patella, and then you have the ligaments on the side, and inside you have the meniscus. Now there's all sorts of parts of this knee brace that covers all those areas, especially this front part here is a cushioned gel area that goes over the kneecap, which is the patella, and it fits tightly up there. It keeps everything in place. So if you put this knee brace on prior to your hike, and keep this all intact around that area, you'll find you'll get more miles out of it, and you'll relieve a lot of stress on your knees. Again, like I said, I do also for my left knee, but my right knee has been acting up more lately. So I know as you get older, this is going to happen. I know it's happening to younger guys too, but when you hike a lot, it's bound to happen. You're going to start losing all that cartilage in there, and you're going to have bone on bone. So anything short of having a knee replacement, which I don't plan on doing, nor do I want to do it, because it just takes so long for recovery, and I just don't like going under the knife. So Knevo, thank you very much for sending this to me. I'm sure it'll get a lot of use, and that's it for knees. So as I said earlier, you want to keep your mileage to a minimum, whatever your sweet spot is, wherever you're comfortable. Like I said, if I can do 10-mile days, that's perfect for me. That's probably my max. That's what I love. So if I was to plan a multiple day trip, I would have, say, like a 30-mile, trip, loop or whatever, in and out type of thing, where I know that somewhere along that way within a 10-mile increment, whether it's less or more, I'll have a place to camp out and set up my camp for the night. But with that being said, if you do that and you only hike 5 miles, say for example, and you're slow and you hike at 1.5 miles or 2 miles an hour, you get up in the morning, you hit the trail, you're going to be at camp probably by noon or less. So then you say to yourself, well, what am I going to do at camp all day? Well, there's plenty of things you can do. Keep in mind, you are out in wilderness. You're not home. You're not in the matrix. You're not in the hustle and bustle. You smell the roses. So here's some suggestions. Well, one of the most obvious suggestions is once your tent's set up and your camp set up and your sleeping pad, open up your both of your vestibules, or your one vestibule, or your tarp, or whatever you're using, your hammock. Take a nap. Take a power nap. Take a nice 30-minute, 1-hour nap. There's nothing like taking a nap in absolute quiet in the wilderness. It's just you wake up and, first of all, you probably don't know where you are, but you wake up refreshed and you feel good for the day. So now you're there, okay? So you arrive at 12 o'clock, you take a nap. It's still 1 o'clock. What am I going to do now? I have a suggestion also. Let's see what I got here in my bag of goodies. I would suggest bring a book, sit back, relax in your chair. Oh yeah, senior hikers, I recommend always bring something to sit on. Bring a chair. It's part of my arsenal now, but bring a book. Survival handbook. I don't know. I'm not saying bring that one. Bring a nice novel. You know, something that's interesting to you, something that's you've been wanting to read. Just sit back. Oh, using a saw. Finding water in hot climates. Finding water in cold climates. Catching birds. I'm not going to catch a bird. So anyway, just bring something to read, and that can pass the time away. Some other things you may want to do. You may want to, with my bag of goodies here, you may want to practice your bushcraft. You may want to go out, bring a nice silky saw with you, go cut down some trees, bring a ferro rod with you. Just practice, you know, play with this stuff. You're out, you know, we're all little kids. We're all little boys and girls out there wanting to play with things. So practice your bushcrafting. You know, go out and your surrounding area and see what you can do in the bushcraft thing. What else? Well, you can always whittle. Whack, whack. Now I got to carry this back out, carry this thing in here. What am I thinking? Made a spoon. I think my whittling skills need some improvement, but that's why we're out here. We got time. My whittling knife just got dirty from my apple. Oh well. All good. Oh. What else can you do when you're at camp? Well, learn how to play a musical instrument. This here is a Clark's tin whistle. It's like an Irish instrument, where you hear like Indian sounds, whatever. But so as you can see, I need plenty of practice. But what a light little instrument. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. You kind of place your fingers on 2 hands over all 6 holes with 6 different fingers, and you just pick your fingers up. Really cool instrument. It's called a Clark's tin whistle, or harmonica, or I don't know, bring a guitar out if you want, but I'm not carrying a guitar out here. So learn how to play an instrument. Anyway, guys, that is it. I think the main premise of this whole thing is it doesn't matter how old you are, whatever your limits are, you can always get out and go hiking, go backpacking, get outdoors, go spend the night. You know, that's what I do. I think I recommended this earlier, but I would go and do one solo, start off, well, go out with some friends first, just so you feel comfortable, but definitely in your backpacking days, definitely get out and do a solo trip, because you can get out there and make all the mistakes in the world, do all the crazy things you want to do, you know, dance when nobody's looking, sing when nobody's listening, play a tin whistle, do things that you're not saying, well, you know, I don't want to do that around other people. I'm camping, you know, they'll make fun of me, or I don't want to inconvenience anybody, so let me just go get in my tent and go to bed. So no, you want to get out there by yourself, experience this all by yourself, and I think you'll find it really rewarding when you do that, and you'll also feel very comfortable about going out backpacking. So whatever your limits are, whatever you want to do, I want to thank you for following Walker's World. Hit that subscribe button and do all that sharing and all that like stuff. But I have a hard time planning things. I think I'm pretty much, I've been busy at work, so that's kind of calming down a little bit. I know February, I think I'm doing 2 trips. I like to do one in March, and I'd like to do at least one every month after that. And that will include, for all you van subscribers out there of mine, I'm going to do a lot of reviews on different things and improvements to the van, and also some trips that are going to coincide with my backpacking. So there's a lot that I have planned. Whether it comes to fruition, we will see. So anyway, guys, thank you for following Walker's World. I am going to pick up my stuff here, and I got about 4 more miles I'm going to do, and call it a day. And I will see you soon. So take care. Bye-bye.